Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going into Chapter 2 of this month's event quest. This is 2.1 with the Silver Surfer boss. It's got Tenacity, Truly Great, which is basically if you parry the special attacks, you get true damage to boost up your attack. It's got Bob and Weave. Basically, it makes Silver Surfer do critical hits unless you're doing basically dodging or intercepts, like dashes or intercepts. And then explosive personality. So basically, if you tap into his block, he'll get a armor up. Get 5 of those. They'll detonate and do big damage. So ideally, you want to have somebody that can deal with nullifying or armor breaking. So first I'm going in with Doom. So I did apply the White Magneto pre-fight guidance for all of my fights. The tenacity is only like 25%, but I feel like with that chance of it being so low, it just might get you caught off guard. So it's just, if you have a slot on the team, put White Magneto in there. It's actually good to put on the Terrax mini that's in the middle of the map to get those passive stuns and not trigger the extra power gain on the parries. So yeah, White Magneto helps a ton. Doom is metal, so he can take advantage of that. You need a hero or a metal champ. And Doom is just an excellent option for dealing with Surfer in general. I don't parry any specials on this one. I think I only do it towards the end. I didn't really feel like it was all that necessary to do, but definitely it can help. I just normally dex Surfer's specials fairly comfortable and reliably. And yeah, I'm just going to try to get as many Doom cycles as I can. So I went through and did a double Doom cycle. I wasn't throwing off L2s. I mean, the L2 damage would be fairly decent, but a lot of the L2 damage that comes from Doom is from his incinerates. So because Surfer is incinerate immune, well, it's not immune, but immune to the damage, I didn't even bother throwing those and just kept Doom cycling him. And fairly simple, easy fight to do. And you can see I think I ended with pretty much almost full health. Again, White Magneto pre-fight does help to guarantee those stuns and make sure they don't get purified and get you tripped up. So I do recommend having him on the team. I feel like the paths are fairly easy to do, that you don't really need a full team to take down this stuff. So next up, we're gonna apply the White Magneto guidance pre-fight, and it gives you an attack boost as well, which is really nice. On this one, I think I'm going to use either Claire or Ghost Rider. I think this one's Claire. Okay, so Claire, when we're doing this fight, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, if it's got one tenacity, if you didn't have the passive stun, most likely you'd probably trip up a few times and hit into the block. Right now I'm hitting into the block a few times. It's not that big of a deal. Claire can get rid of all the armor ups, and I don't really have to worry about explosive personality. But if you don't have a way to remove those armor ups, whether through an armor break, a nullify, buff immunity, whatever it may be, I can see you taking some pretty decent damage throughout this fight, and it would make it kind of a bit of a headache. And for this one, I'm just gonna stay in the Hellfire mode, Incinerate mode, and just gonna burn this guy to the ground. Keep throwing my special twos, get the energy damage. I think for the most part, I think on this one I dex most of the specials. There I do get some parries on that one. So I got double the true strike, or the true damage. and I don't know, it does boost up your damage a little bit, but I'm just more used to dexing the specials. And then, you know, if he's throwing an L2, just make sure he doesn't have a ton of buffs, because if he has a ton of buffs, 3 or more, it's going to be unblockable, so you can't parry that. And yeah, I don't know that I've ever tried to parry his special 2, but I have parried the special 1. But yeah, we're just gonna stay in Hellfire mode. I think we end this one with a ton of health as well. No real slip ups or anything. It's a fairly clean fight. And even though it's a lot of hits, and we are able to spam the special 2s a ton, and those special 2s have 10 hits on it, I think, or something to that extent. So the hit count's quite inflated in my mind. We got Claire, great option for this surfer there. I tried to parry the end of that one, missed the timing, and here we go. I think we're gonna finish him off with a special 2, burned him. Alright, so Claire worked. I think the next one I'm gonna go and use Ghost Rider. I had him on the team with Claire. That just helps reduce the buff duration that the opponent gets with the synergy that they have together. And Ghost Rider, you know, he's just one of my favorite original champs, and I used to use him a lot with Blade, and normally, you know, Blade would, you know, do a ton of fights, but whenever you brought in Ghost Rider just does the job. It's not fast by any means, but man, his survivability and his utility is very, very good. I think it's one of the tops in the game in my mind. Granted, you do have to be able to fight, but if you can fight, you know, even if you do slip up, you know, getting a incredible, insane heal where you can go from pretty much nothing all the way back up to 100% as many times as you want in the fight, depending on how long the fight's gonna last. Yeah, he's just great. Now, the one thing that's not going well here, I think I throw off, I think like that's the second L1. I'm trying to get the Fate Seal judgment from his L1, and I think it takes me like 4 or 5 L1s. I do not have Blade on the team to basically guarantee those judgments there. That's the number 3. So that is one downside with Ghost Rider, is, you know, him landing his judgments can be quite frustrating if you don't have that synergy there. So that was the fourth special one. Finally got the Fate Seal. Next we're going to throw off the L2, which I think we get on the first try, and then we're going to go into our special 3 and put on the Damnation, and it lasts for so long when you leave it last. That regen was going forever, even though I didn't need it. Yeah, and then the one nice thing is with Ghost Rider, he has 2 ways to remove the armor ups, that L1 Fate Seal and then the L3 Damnation. So if the armor ups ever got too much because I accidentally tapped into the block, it's not that big of a deal. You can't get rid of all of them. So we're just going to build back up to special 3, get out of range of that special 2 that he's got. And then once we get up to a special 3, it took the second special 2. So I threw basically 3 extra L1s and 1 extra L2 to get into his Damnation. And so you can see that the Tenacity on that L2, it removed that power drain. And that was one thing that I was slightly concerned with, was like, okay, if I do throw the L3 on this guy, is the Tenacity gonna shrug it off? Because that would kind of stink. Because once that Damnation is on, you can just have him locked down for a super long time, do draft back intercepts. If you happen to, if the AI doesn't cooperate and you accidentally hit into the block, it doesn't matter because the Damnation is going to prevent those armor ups. So here I'm going to bait out his special 1 so that I can hit him with the special 3 and have him under a bar of power to where I can come out and not have to worry about him throwing any specials, I think, for pretty much the rest of the fight. Alright, so here we go. I tried to parry block that one, missed it, and here we go. Throw off the L3, we're going to get the damnation, and the damnation does stick, which is super nice. The tenacity doesn't kick in and remove that. And then just look how long this is. So I came out of that at like 115 hits, and we're just going to do 4-hit combos, ending with a light, and then go back in and draft back. So you can see like that time he didn't play into it, but even though I hit into the block, the damnation prevented the armor up. So there we went to 115 hits to 100. So we had like 30 hits where we didn't have to worry about any specials. Pretty awesome. And then we're just gonna finish this guy off. You can see that we didn't get the fate seal on that special one again. I think we're gonna get it there. Yeah, we do get it. Throws off his L2. Doesn't have any buffs, so it doesn't mean it won't be unblockable or anything like that. Get a regen. We got the bleed ticking with the fury, and I think we're just gonna let him bleed out there. There we go. So Ghost Rider does a solid job with this one. No hits received. Quite a bit of hit. Longer fight, but very easy to manage if you're comfortable with evading specials from Surfer. And next up, let's see, who do we use for this one? Oh, this one we're going to use Captain America. So my Captain America is Max Sig, rank 5-star, but he's only rank 4. And I figured I'd give him a try simply because, you know, I was bringing along Cosmics for the path, which Cosmic Ghost Rider pretty much shreds every single fight on the map so easily with the nodes that are in place. But because I had Cosmic on the team, that means I could get armor breaks. So that means I can easily deal with the armor ups that Surfer gets, whether it's from his specials or him phasing and activating the armor ups, or whether if I accidentally hit into the block from Explosive Personality. Yeah, it's not a problem. And his damage, even as a rank 4, is pretty good. It's actually very good. And he's super tanky. Perfect block on those parries is awesome. Didn't get a crit on that special too, which is unfortunate, but I think the next one we get a pretty big juicy crit. And the playstyle on this, pretty easy. Parry, do a lot of parry heavy. And make sure we take down those armor ups. There we did with the special too. He had. I mean, I would make sure he would have all of his armor ups gone before you throw any special. You see on that last special, it didn't hit very much at all. It's mainly because he had armor up still. And Surfer's armor ups, particularly from his cycle that he can use the Power Cosmic to activate. Those are very potent. They minimize the damage quite a bit. We're trying to get this guy to throw a special too, and he's just not having it, being very, very passive. And yeah, at some point, there we go. Finally, he throws it, and I do end up getting clipped. Luckily, I had some kinetic charges, didn't hit that hard. And then we're just gonna make this guy pay. We do finish this off with a solo, but yeah, I haven't ranked 5 my cap simply because I just want to rank my 6-star, which I do have a 6-star cap. He's not awakened though. He's sitting at rank 1. I want to. There's so many science champs, and I really do like Cap. But I'm just waiting. I feel like the value that I get out of him as a rank 4 or 5-star is plenty. Don't use him a ton, but when I do use him as a rank 4, he does fine. So I'm going to save my catalysts and wait till I get him awakened as a 6-star, and then I'll use resources and stuff to rank him up there. There, we do get a parry at the end of that special, and I think we're gonna try to get another parry off. Yeah, we got 2 of those up. I don't think I'm gonna get this off though with 2, but there we go. 64k. It's a pretty beefy special 2 for a rank 4 5-star. And the one nice thing about this fight is there's lots of willpower healing. So even if you do make a few mistakes, the armor breaks are going to willpower heal you quite a bit throughout the fight. And if you have pretty good block proficiency, you're good to go. There we go, another 60k special 2. So Cap finishes him off. Pretty simple fight, so long as he's throwing specials, which for the most part he was, but for a minute there he was holding on to that L2 for days. But Cap can take care of that fight fairly easily. And then last up, I think I just use Cosmic Ghost Rider for this one. And again, I'm applying a White Magneto guidance pre-fight on all of these just to bypass the tenacity on the stuns, just so that I know that they will stick. And I think this one's pretty super quick. Cosmic Ghost Rider, I'm just gonna kind of go into the standard cycle where I pretty much heavy, go into a power gain, go into the vigilance, into an L2, get a bunch of armor breaks on him, bunch of damage, and then I'm going to try my best to not dex. So on the first cycle I was able to. This one I'm trying to parry a bunch. I got a bunch of those true damage passives up. This time I got the L2 off without having the precision up. That's okay. He's almost done. I think we just about finish him off on this next cycle. It might take more than that. Yeah, I got the dex off again, trying to bait out this guy's special 2. There, and into the special 2, no precision up, so not going to crit a ton. And I think we need to get, yeah, there we go. We've already started the second cycle there. We got another precision triggered, and got clipped there a little bit too. That's all right. Triggered the armor up. And parry this one. Yeah, I missed the parry for the true damage. I think we're gonna heavy into. We go into a special 3, and I think coming out of this, he's not gonna last for very much longer. He does survive this though. But yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's an absolute monster for the path. I pretty much used him for, I think, almost every fight, including the Terrax, which I know I've heard some that has kind of been a pain in the butt. I used Cosmic Ghost Rider on that one with the White Magneto, and he does great, and he bursts him down. So we get all solos. Silver Surfer wasn't too bad. Let me know who you guys used. Hopefully these clips help, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.